Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear brothers and sisters, we will start the course. We will start with the second part of the course. So today we're gonna do first we will discuss the homework that was given until today for like half an hour, and then we will continue with the new topics that we will do today. I just wanna shortly recover one slide that we discussed last time. So last time we learned about data types and basic operations. And why do we learn about this? Well, the reason is we want to build software. We want to build cool programs, helpful software. And for this reason, everything we need to learn about data types, because as you have seen in the last session, these like different kind of programs are built on these data types. So for instance, if you have a program that processes text, you have like string data types that you need to use. If you have a program that will process images or video, you can see here you have integer numbers or float numbers that are combined together in a list or in a matrix. And also in the example of audio we discussed last time, converted to single number float values. So for this reason, we learned about data types and operations. And in the first part now, we will go through the homework for half an hour approximately, and then we will continue with the new topics. Okay, so maybe so I'm not sure. Can the other people also share now, or is this only for the host possible?
تقصد الروم ولا was meinst du?
Ob die anderen auch sharen können oder ob man nur der Host sharen kann.
اوكي ich weiß muss man probieren.
Ja.
شباب في حد بيقدر يعمل كو شيرن من عندكم ولا لازم ياخذ هوست؟ ممكن تجربوا إذا حد ممكن يعمل شيرن.
Also da steht Inhalt oder Kamera freigeben. Vielleicht kann man das dadurch.
Freigeben steht auch?
Ja.
Ja, kannst du probieren, ob das funktioniert, oder soll ich extra Rechte geben?
Okay, das scheint zu funktionieren, ja? Okay.
Ja, da steht auf jeden Fall Bildschirm freigeben.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So first of all, I would propose we could split into two rooms for this half an hour now for this homework session, and share again, and then you can discuss with some people can discuss with Amin the content, and some people can just stay in this room. Okay, is this fine?
روم created الرام موجود. يكون تبديد glaube ich 3 نقط لتحت ادركن عص وبعدين مبين انت تختار الرام اللي بدك اياه. يعني you can move in the next round.
So like let's say half of the people, so like 15 people move in one room and 15 people stay here approximately, and then we can discuss the homework and then we come back. And maybe especially people who have problems with English, they can go to Amin. Yeah, and the rest stay here.
شباب اللي عنده اخوات اللي عندهم يعني في انجليزي شويه مشاكل يروح على الروم ثاني. انت بتختار عند تحت النقط تختار الرام اللي هو النمبر 1، فانت بتروح عند امين والباقيين بيضلوا عند مانويل.
أنا الصراحة لسه مش شايف الغرفة.
لا لازم
يمكن
تشوف تحت انت. استنى تعال جروب الزيتس ومش تعاطي. شوفوا الآن.
لا نعم لا موجود.
نعم.
Manuel, was the homework just the basic types or is it operators and lists as well?
Basic types and operators.
All right. Then
Yeah. So it's
see you
on
in
week
half an hour.
1 homework. Yeah.
شباب
Alright, cool.
ممكن تحولوا للغرفة الثانية اللي حابب يسمع يناقش بالعربي مثلا. تمام، هاي بدوا يدخلوا عندنا. نعم، هي أمين ونغم انتقلوا. اللي حابب ينتقل تمام. شوفت manche bleiben bei dir.
Inshallah. Okay, then we will start here with the homework. So we go for task 1. Does someone want to volunteer to share his screen and show what's to be done here? Otherwise, I will start. Maybe for the next session, someone can share if you like. So the task here was create a small info card using variables. So in last session, we worked with the terminal. So we will do this for the homework as well. But yeah, so that's it basically. So name, how does one define a name? So I want to please be a bit interactive. How do I define a name? What type must be used?
String, so we have
string. Yeah, string. Okay, I type my name. Then age, what type is it? I mean, it's written there anyway, but
integer.
Integer, correct. Height is float, so we can define this in meters. So when you name the variables, it makes sense to write also what unit it is. So height in meters. So 1.8 or something. And then is student, I write false. It's a float. It's a Boolean value, right? So now we can print this. So it was asked to print this. So the this print function, you can print a lot of statements and separate it with a comma. So I can print like if I type this name, it just prints name. But if I write like comma something and then I write the name that I defined, it prints name manual. And then you can continue. Now it wants us to define a type, and then so someone is waiting in the lobby. Just type the name. Okay, type, and then we can also, if you want to know what type is name, kind of define this. So you have now name manual. Maybe write a comma here so it's clearer, and then type is of class string. So yeah, it's the string type. So we can do the same for. I mean, it was asked to do the same for the others. So what should I write for the others? Age. So I think this is clear, right? So if there are some questions to this, feel free to ask. Type. So what type was, what type do you think was the age?
Integer.
Integer, correct. So it's type class integer. Then we will just try to finish this. Height. So I wrote here height in meters, or height meters, and the type of height. I have to write type
Float.
height meters. Float, correct. Very good. And then the last one. So is the person a student or something like this? Person a student, and then you write
Boolean.
Boolean.
correct. It's a Boolean. Very good. Is student, and then type of is student. So here it says, is the person a student? It says false. Yeah. So basically means no. And the type is class bool. Okay. There was so there was other things asked. For instance, I will just copy this, or let me explain. So there's also you can also define. So you can print it that way, or you can define a so-called F string. So this F string is kind of handy. You type like print, and it's a string where you can insert other objects. So if you type F and string, so you know string is defined with this two apostrophes. If you type an F before, you can write like name, and then you can insert this variable. Okay, so so then you just need this one statement, and you can combine many things. A name. So I just write some random stuff. Name is dot age is. Then you write this curly brackets. So you see this curly brackets here. Age is this. So it prints it all, and you inserted this variable here. So this is very helpful, and it's used a lot. Can someone let them in? Okay. So and so on. You can use different things, and so this was about this so-called F string. It's very handy. Okay, then the second task, we have a simple math practice. So I now ask you. So I define A as 15 and B as 4. So what is A plus B? I mean, this is easy. $19. What is A divided by B? 3 point something, 3.75. Okay. Then what is this meaning? This double slash. What is the result? Who knows it?
Without a fraction. Without.
Correct. Yeah, without this fraction. So it's 3. Just need to leave the people. Yeah. Okay. And then what is A with this thing? What does this double star mean?
To the power.
It's to the power. Yeah, correct. So 15 to the power of 4 is this value. Okay. So this was just to revise this thing. Yeah, then with this task 3 was about strings. Yeah, so there was some, so let's define this word. And then there is Python. So we define just the string Python. Okay, word is Python. And then there are some things you should do. You should print the upper and lower case of the word. So I'm actually not even sure. Upper, like this. Yeah. So you can. So you see this this type of word. It's a class string. So it usually means this class has not only, you can not only define the type, but it has some helpful functions also defined. In lesson in week 5, we will talk about classes. And it has really helpful functions. For instance, you can convert this word, this word, which is like this, Python. You can convert it to upper letters, and then lowercase letters. I think it should be this. Okay, it converts this P to a lowercase also. Print the middle of 3 letters using slicing. So now this string Python. So the string Python. So it is like a string. You can use a string as similar to a list. We will discuss lists today, but basically you can access the different elements. So this is element 0, 1, 2. Maybe I make it a bit bigger. Maybe it's a bit small for you. Is it? Just realized now. So if I type word 0, I get the P. If I type word 1, I get the Y. So the second one. If I type word -1, I get the last one. Okay. So you can access this. Yeah. these letters. And now the question is print the middle 3 letters using slicing. So the middle 3 letters will be like, yeah, there's actually no actually it's middle 2 letters. But anyway, let's try to print the T and H. So this is index 0, 1, 2. So I want to start from 2, and I want to go. So this is you have to write this column, and then you want to go to 0, 1, 2, 3. So you need to type 4 because it's, you know, the first thing here, it's included and this is excluded. So now if I write word, it's CH, okay? If I write, it's T, okay? So this is, it's a very important way to access lists in Python. We will discuss this later today. Now, if you have still some confusion, don't worry. But this works on strings as well. So this, yeah. So this is how this is defined, or how you can use the strings. Yeah, and you can also add strings, right? So if I define a string greeting, and I can add an empty string, and I can also add yeah, I don't know, some variable, now this word, and then greeting Python, whatever, doesn't mean anything, but so this is how you can add strings, okay? You can just plus, and then they are combined. Or if I write string 1 is Python, and then string 2 equals 3.0 or something. So this is now the version. I can write string 1 plus string 2. Okay. So it's just combines these two strings together. Okay. Then this this fourth task. Does someone want to share his screen to show what he has done? We can also make this more
welcher
interactive.
Aufgabe sind wir gerade?
Task 4.
Ach so, okay. Also ich kann das zeigen, aber ich glaube, ich habe das etwas komplizierter gemacht.
Yeah, don't worry. You can share.
Okay.
Can you also speak in English, or is it a bit difficult?
Yes, no problem.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. If you like, you can share and show what you did.
Mhm. One moment.
So for the people who came new into the meeting, we have 2 sessions for the homework now. One session, you can see this in German it's Teilgruppensitzung, in English, I don't know, partial group, like it's a breakout room, and the brother Amin will be there to help, and will do basically the same as me here. So just that we are smaller groups and can be more discuss more interactively. So if you prefer Arabic, maybe you go to the other room. Yeah. Okay. Does it work to share?
Also ich habe das jetzt, I've tried it, but
Did not work?
No. Die
Okay.
App hat
Well,
mich rausgeschmissen.
okay, maybe it does only work for hosts then. Well, it doesn't matter. Then we do it just that way. Okay. No worries. But thanks for your.
I can turn
thanks.
my camera on and show you that here.
Yeah, but this is very difficult to see, I think.
Yeah? Okay.
I think so, because
At
yeah.
least it's right, I think.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, I just do the basic concept. So okay, here's this task is about the Boolean type. So the Boolean type is either true or false. So you can type, you can define a variable like is sunny equals true, or is rainy, it equals false, you know, it's raining equals false. And then you see these types. Nothing specific here. So then you can use the comparison operator. So we will do this in a later, I think next week, more extensively, this Boolean logic. But here already, I mean, you can like when you compare something, for instance, you say, is 10 bigger than 5? You will get a true, and so you get a Boolean type. So we can define compare. I now defined a variable compare. Okay, this variable is now true because 10 is bigger than 5, and then I can, you know, just to show you, this type is of course a Boolean type. So this is bigger than. So like you know in math. So then if you wanna see if it's equal, you don't type like this, but it must be a double. So 2 times this equal sign, and then this will be a false, of course. 3 is not equal to 4. And then you can also check or convert basically the number 0 to a Boolean type. And the number 0 is false always. So, and the number 1 is true. So I'm actually not sure what happens if you type something else. Okay, if you type something else, it's also true because it's not 0. Okay, but 0 is false, and the others will be true. Not sure what happens if I type a bool. Okay, even a float works. Okay, so basically Boolean checks if it's true or false, this Boolean conversion, but it can also tell you, is there something? Okay, so also you can, yeah, we will discuss later other examples, but is there something is also, yeah, true. There is a value. It's not 0. Okay, and if you convert an empty string to a Boolean, who knows what will be the result?
False as well, yeah.
False as well, yeah, because it's an empty.
False.
Thank you. If it's now something, yeah, because yeah, basically what's called in English, yeah, like empty string as well, but there is something, and so it's true. Or if I have something, it's true. Okay, so this is about the Boolean types. Yeah, okay, I just want to look a bit. So we make 5 more minutes. We discuss the homework, and then I would say we go for the new topics then, just because of the time. So if someone has specific questions about the homework, when he did the homework and did not understand, so please bring this up. We can discuss this. Okay. Yeah. Then this is type conversion. We just did this with a Boolean. So you can also you can also define a string. The string is it's a string, right? It's even though I write 100 here, it's a string type because I define this in these brackets, so it's a string. But you can convert the string to an integer type. So in this case, it should work if I type string integer. So 100, and if I check what type is it, it's an integer. So I converted this, and this is called type conversion, or it's also called casting. So in other programming languages, this is called casting. And but you cannot convert all types. So I mean, if I now try to if I now try to convert, I mean, if I try to convert a float, this works, okay? But now if I try to something like this does not work, because I mean, how should you convert this to an integer type? So the computer does not know what to do, okay? So Python does not know what to do, okay? So this does not work. yeah, as you said, as you saw, integer worked and string also. String worked also when this was defined as a number that can be interpreted. Okay. Yeah, I will skip over this now. We had similar. I will now also skip this. Yeah, type conversion. Okay, I just want to go to this operator homework quickly. So this task one, you had to define an A and B, and you had to just check out what's different, what different types, or what different operations you can do it on this. So we had this before. Maybe one thing which we did not discuss is this modulus. So I define A equals 10, for instance, and B equals 3. Okay, now this modulus is this thing. So it's not, you don't need it every day basically, but it's still interesting. So A modulus B gives you the rest. So if you divide, it basically divides A by 3 and it gives you what's left over. So A by 3 is like A 3 fits 3 times into 10 and the rest is then 1. Okay, so this is this modulus operator. This can be also helpful, handy in programming. Okay, so maybe just quickly on this. Yeah, with this division, we tried this. So, I mean, 7 divided by 2 is clear, it's 3.5. We also had this. If you have this floor division, it's 3. If you have like -7 by 2, so what's -7 by 2? It's -3.5, okay? And if you have this floor division, it does give you a -4. So it always goes down in the numbers, okay? Okay, there was some question. I tried to cover this. Okay, font larger. So still larger, I'm not sure. I think I made it already bigger. I tried that way. More I cannot do. Could you please switch to interactive mode of the script mode? I'm not sure what you mean, Basma. I mean, so if you mean like this, maybe this is easier to understand. I can see, but I cannot type here, so I'm not sure. It will be a bit difficult. But yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe you can clarify what you meant. I can then try, but yeah.
When we open the virtual code, we can use interactive mode or script mode. Interactive mode for short code, and the script mode for the large code. The script code, it's more large and clear and easier to see. It's not for explanation. Yeah.
So so you mean like a Python file, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we will do this now from after the homework. We start with Python files and we only work with this usually, okay? Yeah, okay, this was just, the terminal was just for the beginning and now we will switch to Python files, okay? But this was the homework from last week, so I did it now again in the terminal, but we will switch to Python files, yeah. Okay, so let me see. So just let me see if there's, so there's also homework on modulus. So sorry, I cannot go through everything. Maybe this thing, I mean, this is clear. Like if you have like, I mean, this you might, I guess you know from math, but it's the same here. So what's computed first, or what's the result basically? Who knows the result? Is the result
20.
20
20,
20.
yeah,
Mhm.
correct. Because it first goes for the times operator and then it plus. So if you want to have it otherwise, you can set a bracket here. Then you first compute 10 plus 5, do 15, and times 2 is 30 then, okay? It's like in math, same thing, okay? So there were some special quests, some special tasks, but now I will not go through this. Okay, because we want to start with the new topics. Was there some more language? So Khalid asked if you can have access to this thing, to this. Of course, this is actually public. Let me check. So this is the link to, you see week 1, week 2. You can go to all this. This is all there. Okay, I just share it again. And this is meant to be worked on during the weeks. So please do the homework. It will be, if you have already experience in programming, maybe you don't need the homework, I don't know. But if you do programming the first time, it's impossible to learn otherwise. So you need to practice. This needs time. It needs a bit of time. It's not just possible by just watching. Okay, I try to go into the other room for a second and bring them back, and then we will continue. Okay, just a second. Okay, there's anyway just a
دانيال منو Manuel.
Ja, wo bin ich jetzt gelandet? Ich bin gerade nicht sicher. Wie komme ich zurück?
Ich habe Kaffee geholt. Was gibt's denn? Wieso Stille?
Ach so, jetzt. Okay. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I have some issue. Okay, let me try. I just want to share. Okay, I'm not sure where I did go. I have not the sharing buttons anymore. Just give me a second. Sorry. Somehow. Just a second. I think I need to exit the meeting and go in again, but I'm not sure about the meeting rights then. Okay, I just exit.
Was gibt's für ein Problem?
Also ich kann nicht, ich sehe ich bin irgendwie ich war in dem Breakout Room und I was in the breakout room and wanted to go back and now I don't see
nee, aber du bist in den...
Okay, but I cannot share anymore.
Du bist im Hauptraum momentan.
But I can, ja, aber ich kann nicht sharen.
Echt? Moment. Nein, du bist Gastgeber.
Okay, dann habe ich irgendwie diese Windows nicht mehr. Moment. Das. Komisch. Aber wenn ich jetzt rausgehe und wieder rein, dann habe ich den Host nicht mehr, oder?
Ja, ich denke schon. Aber ich bin ja Co-Host.
Ach so, geht das?
Ich kann nicht dir geben, aber du bist der Haupthost. Nein, du bist nicht raus.
Ja, okay.
Aber bist du in
Warte
den
mal kurz.
anderen
Ach so,
Raum
jetzt glaube ich,
unterwegs?
klar, jetzt geht's wieder. Warte, Moment. Jetzt schaue ich mal. Okay, jetzt habe ich hier so ein kleines Window. Aber irgendwie. Okay. Jetzt seht ihr meinen Bildschirm wieder, oder?
Ja, ja. Okay.
Okay, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. Okay, sehr gut. Okay, dann der andere Raum ist zu, oder? Sind alle da von einem anderen Raum?
Ja, das sind alle zurück. Ja.
Okay. Okay, then sorry for the interruption. We just we will continue then now. Okay. Just as an outlook. So we are now in week 2. So we will go to the actual content. So this first 2 is just some side information. Our main topics today will be lists, functions, and dictionaries. Okay. Lists, I will talk about lists. I will talk now, and then we will have a break at approximately at 1 or something, 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Let's see, and then we will continue with functions, dictionaries. Okay. Okay. So then let's talk about lists. Just a second. Yeah. Okay, so last time we talked about data types, and I mean the data types, like you saw, like I can define a variable like my string or something, or my float value, and I can define a type. Okay, but I mean, of course, if you have a huge program like this one where you have a lot of values like in an image, you don't want to have this many variables. So you keep your data types in lists. Okay, and yeah, okay, now I promised you we will start with real files. So I also will do this. Hands on this, or just lists.py. Okay, now we will switch to Python files. So I did not explain this really. You saw before we have this terminal. Okay, now I will exit the Python terminal, which with these 3 arrows. Now we will go to the regular terminal. We can keep this open to execute the files, but basically, yeah, here you see your current path of your file system. So if you now, I mean, you can open this and see what you where you are, and if you now create a list here, it will show up here, and it will also be here. Okay, I just created this file, lists.py. Yeah. So if you start like really from scratch, maybe I show this also. If you start really from scratch, you just choose one specific area in your file system. Like I have this area now, dev. It's called dev for development. And then you create a folder like Python course. Okay. Now you created this folder, and then you can open this folder. Python course. I do this now, then you see what I see basically. Okay. So now you have created this folder and opened it. Now you have it's if you see on the left, this is this Explorer. You see this Python course section here, and then you can add a file. Now we will discuss lists. So you can create a file lists.py, and now if you look into your folder, it was created. Lists. I mean, it doesn't show the ending, but it's basically the file is it's called lists.py. Okay. Okay, and then we can maybe I work now in parallel with this open. Okay. Okay. Okay, I show you this. So I shared these files with you. So lists is basically just a collection of different data types. Yeah, we will start something. So for instance, in a list you can define strings. Let's define like weekdays. Okay, and this is the variable, and the list is defined by this two like what's called rectangular brackets. Okay, so I can like define Monday, Tuesday, sorry, and so on. Okay. Now I want to print this list, so I write here weekdays. Okay, and now you want to execute this file. I mean, Python has some stuff. You can run this here, but I never use this, and I find this very not handy. So what I do, I go to the terminal again. Okay, and since now you created this folder and you opened that folder, you are now exactly in this terminal. Okay, and if you type ls, it shows you what's in this terminal. Okay, and there's your lists file, and now you wanna execute this. Okay, so you type Python lists, and then it executes. And what it does, it prints you your list. Okay, I can also wait. I can also now Monday to Wednesday. Okay, and comma, and now I execute this. Shows you Monday to Wednesday, and then the list. Okay. So okay, I will now take now just let me just go to tasks, then you can compare. So there's I have defined these different tasks here again, and we'll just go through it. So in the task there is defined fruits: apple, banana, cherry, mango, and yeah, as I just did, we can print this, and yeah, and then similar now we want to see just want to let someone in. So specific to lists is also you can access these elements and you can do operations on these elements. Okay, now if you print. Now if you want to first, for instance, access the first element, you type fruits 0. Okay, I just type some comments here, otherwise we get confused. first element. And I write here a list of fruits. Okay. Now, if I execute this here down in the terminal, first I get my list of fruits, and then I get the first element. I write a column. First element is an apple. Okay. So now, if I want, I mean, yeah, let's go. Let's make some examples. You want to access maybe the second element. The second element is fruits 1. So it starts with 0. So this has some historic reasons. It's similar in like in other programming languages as well. It starts with 0 and it ends with the number of elements -1. So you just, the second element is a banana. Okay. So this is how you access it. You can also access the last element. So you can either count 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. I can type this. So last element is mango. Or you could also type -1 is also the last element. Okay. It's the same. Last element mango. Okay. What can be also done with lists is you can change the elements. Okay. So in the example I had like so I have this fruits now. For instance, I wanna change the banana. So I don't want to have the banana anymore, but something else. So I write fruits 1. I go a bit smaller. Still see it. So fruits 1 is the banana. Okay, but you might have something else. So like I don't know, kiwi or something. Now we print the list again. So you see the list now. It's apple, kiwi, cherry, mango. Okay, so you can modify this list items. You can also add items. Okay, so I'm again here. So now I wanna fruits. I wanna add some items at the end. Very often you add it at the end. So how you do this is you write append, and then you add an element. For instance, melon, watermelon. Okay. Let me just copy this over. So print list. Now, how does our list look? It doesn't matter. Now, how does our list look like? The list is now apple, kiwi, cherry, mango, and watermelon. Okay. You can also, you can also insert items. So if you don't want to add it at the end, so now we added this watermelon at the end. So by the way, if you type this this sign, you can add comments. Okay, and these comments, they will not be Python will not see the comments. Okay, they are just for you as an information, or for someone else who reads your code. Okay, so now if you want to insert something, for instance, fruit insert, and then you have to define the position first. So here index 1, for instance, and then you type what you want to insert. What I don't know. What other fruits do we have? Currently cannot think. I don't know. A grape, yeah, very good. Okay, so now we insert grape at position 1. Now let's first, so this is, you see down here is the list that we currently have: apple, kiwi, cherry, mango, watermelon, and now we insert a grape at position 1, and then we need to print it again, of course, otherwise we don't see it. Print, or I just move down this here. Okay. Okay, now we have apple, grape. So grape was added at position 1. You see, this is position 0 and this is position 1. But it did not replace the kiwi. But it inserted it and shifted the kiwi and the other things up. Okay. And then yeah, you can also remove something. So this is our current list: apple, grape, kiwi, cherry, mango, watermelon. And so you can remove either by defining what value should be removed. Like I type now cherry. Okay, let's see what changes. Okay, cherry is removed. You can see cherry was here, it's not there anymore. And then you can also remove by, yeah, you can remove, for instance, the last value, as we did with append. Appends, like adds it at the end. And if you write fruits pop, so what's currently at the end is watermelon. So I expect now this will be removed. Okay, it's removed. Okay, it's only these elements are still there, and watermelon is removed. Okay, now we will discuss slicing. Okay, sounds complicated. Now this is our current list. Slicing means we did this before in the exercise with strings. Now we can let's directly print this. Print fruits from let's say from 1 to 2. Okay, if I want to have element 1 and 2, what is element 1 and 2? 1 and 2 is grape and kiwi. So this is element 0, 1 and 2. Okay, if I want to have 1 and 2, I type 1, 2, not 2 but 3, because it starts at 1 but it ends at 3, but it does not include the 3. Okay, so this is also some, I would say, historic reasons, because when you have in programming a for loop, which we'll discuss next time, it's the behavior is similar. Okay, so fruits from 1 to, like this, 2, from 1 to 3 means element 1 and 2. Okay, we try this. Oh, I didn't save, sorry. Okay, so here you have fruits from 1 to 2, which is grape and kiwi. Okay, you see here. So this is slicing. I mean, there's some yeah, some specifics. Not sure if we should do this. Yeah, let's do this maybe. So you can also so if I type like this, I get apple, grape, and kiwi. Because it goes from 0. So this basically, if you don't write anything, it's like 0, 1, and 2. Okay, 3 is excluded. So, but this is basically the same as this. Yeah, apple, grape, kiwi. But yeah, maybe for clarity, just write this. Doesn't matter. Okay, so there's one question now. I just have issues with seeing the comments. Okay, I will. Okay, let's see. I will. Hazem, I'm not sure if I understand it. Okay, so you create a test file with weekdays, print weekdays. Okay. I mean, weekdays is in one line. So I copy what you wrote. Okay, if you have this, weekdays, and then you print weekdays. If I write this, it shows. So I'm not sure if you have like, I don't know, some enter here or something. We can discuss. Yeah, let's discuss this later a bit. Okay. First, let me finish on this part of the lecture. Yeah, another thing what we want to do is you want to maybe know what's in your list. So okay, so we our current list was this. Apple, grape, kiwi, mango. So you want to know maybe print check if grape is in list. Okay, this is now this is just some sentence, and then I check grape in list question mark, or no, not in list, in fruits. So the question is grape in fruits? Okay. Check if grape is in lists. True. Okay. Grape is in fruits. Okay. If you write now, check if banana is in list. Banana. Is banana in fruits? You get a false. Okay. It's not in the fruits. Okay. So one question is what abbreviation to use to execute the code. So there's two ways. Basically, it goes all via the terminal. So you click on File, Terminal, New Terminal. Okay, then you're in the terminal. Now, if you want to just check some stuff quickly on the Python terminal, you can just type Python, and then you can check like my list and so on is something. Okay, ABC or whatever, AB. Okay, then you fill my list. This is what we did last time, and now we did in the homework. What we now do, you just go here, new file, create a new file, or you go to File and type new file. Well, it asks you. I'm not sure if lists. Not sure if this works even. Yeah, okay. This is. I find this a bit complicated. So maybe just go here to this Explorer. It should be open for all of you, I guess. If not, click here on this thing here. There's this two sheets. Click on this, and then here is click on this symbol. It says new file. Okay, and then you type the name of your file. So you type like myfile.py. Okay, so the question was, yeah, I write the code. So let me check. So I write the code here. Yeah, I didn't. Actually, I'm not sure. Yeah, you see my camera. So I did not execute it here, but I executed here down in the terminal. Okay. How do you execute your code? You write Python, and then you write the file name lists.py, and then you execute, and then you type enter. Okay. And before you do this, you need to save this. So let me try. So I'm not sure where's even the button. So I save it by Control S. I'm surprised. Yes. So here. Yeah, we write the code, and also I executed it down here. So you saw the output here. Okay. But just ask by talking. Yeah. Can you always interrupt me? But yeah, so I save it always with Control S. So let me just. I'm not sure why. Okay. You know, when you execute. So this is the control sign, right? Control S for save. So this is how I save it. Type Control and S at the same time, or first Control and then S, and this is how you save it. I'm somehow surprised there's no. I'm not sure where that there's no save button. I'm a bit surprised. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. I mean, do you know this maybe? I'll... Okay, here's also save, but this is really complicated. And if I type here something, let me test this, print, and then file, and save. Okay, then it's saved. Yeah, but this is, okay, you can also save it here, okay? Save your file always. But every time you change something in your code, if I type here something, you first need to save it. So you type, you press Control Save, or you go here to save, and then you need to execute it by typing Python equals lists.py. Okay, and then you see the output here. So this print statements give us this output. Okay. Someone has his mic open. Do you want to say something? Otherwise, I mute you. Okay. Yes, Control Save to save the file. Okay, and to run it, Python, and then the file name lists. Okay, and yeah, if your file is not here, if it's not here, you need to open the correct folder. So you need to open file, open folder, and go to the correct folder. Okay. Okay. To run it, Enter Shift. Okay, maybe I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure about this. I can check this maybe. Okay. Yeah, then just last point here. Okay. I would suggest we go to the break. We make a small break of Saidi, how long do you think we should do?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, then let's go for a break till yeah, let's try like 7 minutes or something, okay? 7-8 minutes.
Okay, we fangen 20 nach. We start in 10 minutes again.
Or the 10 minutes, yeah.
Okay. Okay, we stay in the room, but we make break for 10 minutes. اوكي مش لازم تطلعوا من الغرفه، خليكم في الغرفه، ولكن بنعمل 10 دقائق استراحه، نصلي، نعمل شيء وبنرجع. تمام؟ اوكي دانيال. اوكي مانويل.
اوكي ان شاء الله.
الله.
Okay, is everyone back?
Yep, you're combined.
Okay. Then, yeah, we just continue. So let me think for a second. Maybe I give you now 5 minutes that you try out some of the stuff I did here. And you can ask specific questions also now. There were already some questions. But let us discuss this a bit, like let's take 5 minutes. And yeah, just try this out and ask your questions. So we did different things. We created a list. And then we accessed these lists. We modified the lists. So basically we changed an item in the list. We added some element at the end or inserted some elements. We did the slicing. Yeah, Khalil, you can try to share your screen, but I'm not sure if it works. Try, because we tried before, but try it, please. And then we checked if there's some elements in the list or not. And yeah, we did not do this yet, but so you can also do. Okay, now it works. Sharing works. Okay, please.
Könnt ihr mein Bildschirm sehen?
Yeah, I can see it.
Also
Okay, so.
Ich habe genau, was du getippt hast, geschrieben hier bei mir. Ich habe versucht, den Code auszuführen, aber
yeah. So
was
so you are in the Python shell now, in the Python terminal. So you need to type exit with or Control D in the terminal.
Yeah.
Type
Yeah.
Control D. No, you just no, you are already in the terminal. Click in the terminal down the. Yeah. Click on the terminal area down. Okay. Or type in the terminal exit. Okay.
Hier meinst du?
No, down. Unten. Ganz unten. Der Bereich unten, genau, ja. Jetzt schreib exit, Klammer auf, Klammer zu. Exit, bracket, open bracket, close bracket. Type. Exit. No, go to the terminal, yes. Exit with I. EXIT. No, with E. Ja, ja. Ja, und mit Klammer auf. Okay, geht auch. Sehr gut. Jetzt schreib Python.
Python.
Oder, ja, Moment. Nein. Nicht Enter. Geh nochmal raus, Exit. Okay. Stopp. Geh mal, stopp. Nochmal zurück. Erstmal, du musst zu dem Ort gehen. Schau mal, du bist jetzt hier, Users Khalil. Du musst erstmal den Ordner öffnen, wo dein Python-List ist. Siehst du diese lists.py? Die ist unter users your name desktop Python lists, okay? So the list must be in C users Khalil Murtaja.
Was meinst du eigentlich? Können wir vielleicht auf Deutsch reden, besser für mich?
Okay, also dein File list.py ist auf deinem.
بعرفش
لو سمحت في سؤال.
سيبونا نحكي شوية يا جماعة لو سمحتوا.
Okay. Schau mal, mach mal einfacher. Kopier mal das Ganze, was du in list.py hast. Mach mal alles. Kopier. Kopier. So, jetzt machst du. Geh mal oben links auf diesen noch unten. Das genau. Klick mal da. Ja.
Hier?
Dann da. Oben. Diese 2 Blätter. Zweimal hoch.
Ach so, hier.
Ja. Okay. Jetzt machen wir jetzt Open Folder.
Mhm. Ich habe hier ein Python-Ordner erstellt.
Nee, du schau mal, bei dir steht No Folder Opened.
No Folder, ach so. Kann ich hier speichern?
Ja, speichern.
You want to save changes? Python. Speichern. Ist jetzt so gespeichert?
Okay, siehst du jetzt? Okay, I trust. Just click I trust. Because you're the author. Okay, jetzt mach mal Terminal auf. Open the terminal, please.
Von hier? New Terminal?
Yeah. Yes. Open. Okay, click on this list.py file for a second. Click on this list.py file. Or type ls, please. No, ls. ls.
So no ls.
Yes. Yes, enter. Okay, now you see your list file. Now you can type Python and then list.py.
Python?
Yes.
ضعف الصلمة
Yeah,
تقولها هي شايفاها مشغلة رايح
أستاذة سمارة محمود سمارة صوتك طالع.
لا بعدين أثناء بعدين.
Okay. Empty and then list.py.
Empty?
No. Just list.py.
List?
Yeah, like your file name.
Here. So.
py. Okay.
And enter.
Jetzt enter. Okay. Now it works. Okay, because yes.
Ja, kannst du mir erklären, was haben wir neu gemacht? Woran das Problem lag?
Your file, you open the terminal and you are in a specific area on your computer, okay? And you were in the wrong area. You were on some default, like so you were in the wrong area, okay? So you need to open the folder where your file is in, okay?
Yep.
Okay. I can let me just share. I did actually a hands-on session. So I share in the chat. Okay. Okay. Now I will just share again. Okay. Or are there some more questions?
Alles klar, vielen Dank.
Welcome. Okay, then I would now continue with the second topic, because it's a very important topic, and if there are more questions, we can discuss this after 2, okay, at the end. Okay, so we will everyone can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we will discuss now functions. let me just in the code do this. Okay. Now you see I have this lists file. I will now create a new file, functions.py. Okay. I mean, you can read a bit in this description here again. In this file, there is some description, but and some mostly the exercises. So you will understand. I think the best you will understand by the exercises. So functions are used to combine the code into different blocks. Okay, you will see. Now I have this functions.py. Now I define like functions are defined in a specific way. Functions, you have to write def. Def means definition. And then you write your function name. So you can write any name as you like. Okay. Now this is called greet. And then you need to write a colon. So open bracket, close bracket, and colon. Then you type enter. And then you are in this area. You're not on the left, but you're on this area here. Okay. So you basically do a tab. Okay. So you are here. And then we just write a simple function. Hello, how are you? Okay. Now this function can be used everywhere I like. Okay. Now, if I now run this file, nothing happens first because I just did a definition. Okay. So I am in the terminal here. I'm in this area where so on the left, I have my functions here. So then I type Python functions. Nothing happens because I just defined the function. I did not use it yet. Okay. If I want to use it, I need to call the function. Okay. So I write greet. And now it prints it. Okay. Maybe I go again bigger. I'm not sure if it's big enough. Okay. Now here I define the functions and now I call the functions. I can call it again. Now it goes again here. Okay. I can call it many times. How are you? Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? And so on. Okay. So this is a function definition and this is calling it. And here, I mean, the function does nothing much. It just prints something. Okay. Now functions can also have parameters. Yeah, let's go again. Let's do a new definition. Now definition, greet person, and then this is a parameter. So you give the function something. So you give it a variable. You will see in a second. So first greet person. So def means define a function. Greet person is the name, any name. This is any parameter. And then bracket between these brackets and then column. Okay, now I write here an F string, hello. And then, let's make it, maybe some people don't know what an F string is. So I write hello, empty, and then I write the name. Okay. Now, if I now executed Python functions.py, well, nothing happens because I did not call it. Now, if I call it greet person, now let's try what happens if I call it. Oh, it complains, type error. Greet person missing one required positional argument, name. So it wants to have a name from me. Now I give it a name. I can type like, hello, Ahmed. Now I execute again, Python. So I always save. When I change something, I always save. I always type Control S. I mean, check with you in under files, save what's written here. This is the shortcut. So I click on the file and I type and I press Control S, then it's saved. Okay, now I execute this file, Python functions.py. I always do like this. Okay, functions.py. Okay, hello Ahmed, it writes now. Okay. I can also, of course, greet person. I can call it again, person, and I can also define name. I don't know, any name, Mariam, and then I hand over the name. Okay. I give in. This is my variable or my parameter, and I give it to the function. Like here, it wants to have something. It doesn't have to be called name. I can also write something else. I can also name it Mariam, and then I hand it over because it wants to have something, and then in this way I call it. So I execute it, I save it, Control S, I execute it, functions.py. It says hello Ahmed because here I called Ahmed, and here it says hello Mariam. Okay. I can also call this greet thing from above again. Here I don't need parameters. You see, the greet doesn't need parameters. I save it, Control S. I call it by this in the terminal, functions.py. It says hello Ahmed, hello Mariam, and then hello, how are you? From this, okay? So this is really cool. Now there's other options. So for instance, you can, let's define another function. Let's define a function add. So what is add? I mean, add, you want to add something. So you add some, let's say A and B you want to add. So you have now not only one parameter, name, but you have two, A, comma, B. So A and B, colon, enter. And then you so add what you want to do. Of course, you want to you can say result equals A plus B. Oh, B. And then you return it. Result. You return the result. Okay. You can also directly write return A plus B. It's also possible. Okay. So a function usually is like, it's like an oven. You give something in and you get something out. If you give some food in the oven, it's not cooked. If you take it out, it's cooked. So you change something with the function. In this case, you add A and B. Okay. What happens now if you call this? First I save, then Python functions.py. Well, for now, nothing happens, and only the commands from above are there because I did not call it. It's only a definition. Now you want to call it. If I call it like this, does not work because two required positional arguments are missing. A and B is missing. Okay, so you can write A equals 3. This is A, and this is because it's defined. Okay, now if I call it, I save. Now if I call it, well, also nothing happens because you did not print it. So this is, let's write, let's first this. Now I want to print this, what comes out of this function. I told you, you give something in and you get something out, okay? Now you print what it returns, basically, okay? So you type Python functions.py. Okay, it prints your 8, okay? It's correct. 3 plus 5 is 8. Of course, you can also, maybe you want to do it like, you want to take the result result. Yeah, let's say result of add. You take it, and then you might do something with it, compute or multiply it with something or whatever. But for now, I just print it. Result of add, the result of 3 plus 5, and then type here result of add. Okay, save it, Control S, and then execute it. Python. You can either type always Python, or you can just go and like arrow up. So I don't know. Just show you if you have. So this is arrow up, okay? Then you don't need, then this, it gives you your last, what you wrote last time, okay? Just arrow up or arrow down. And you can go, you can check what you did before or go back, arrow down, okay? So I executed, result of 3 and 5 is 8, okay? Let me just check, I missed my notes. Okay, what you can also have is, yeah, you can have default arguments. So I define a new function now. Read, or we already had greet, then it will complain. I will extend this. Oh, it doesn't matter. Let's define a new function. Define read default. So this is just the name of my function. I open the brackets. Now I say who I want to greet. So I just hand over a parameter. I can say name equals Muhammad. This is a default argument. So you type name and then equals, and then you give what you want to have as a standard. If you don't hand over a name, it will take this one. Okay, colon. Now let's say hello. And then name. And now you, I mean, now you need to call it, of course, also read default. And yeah, now you call it without giving something because it has a default. So now if you call this Python functions, so I saved it, Control S, Python functions, and then it says hello Mohammed. Now if you say now Ahmed and call it, it says hello Ahmed. It doesn't take the default, but it takes what you handed over. Okay. Yeah, there is other. Let's go. Some questions there in between, or should I just continue? You still hear me, right? Okay, I just continue. Then there is let's define a function statistics. So statistics, you open the bracket, or let's name it math operations. Okay, you say A and B again. You say, okay, add equals A plus B. We find this parameter. I find this parameter add minus is equals I minus B. Sorry. And multiply. We find A times B. Okay. Now we computed a lot of stuff in your function. You want to return it. You say return, add, and you can return more stuff. So this is specific to Python also. You can easily return multiple stuff. You say return add, return minus, and return multiply. Okay. Now you call this math operations, and you say now 2, A is 2, B is 7. Now I save it. Well, and then first we want to print it, of course. We want to print the result. Type Python functions. Okay, this is the result. First is A, so 2 minus 7, 2 plus 7 is 9. 2 minus 7 is minus 5. And 2 times 7 is 14. Okay, so now you returned multiple stuff. You can also take it or like use like return it and then just write it into variables. Minus mu equals math operations 4 and 6. Okay, and then you can print, for instance, add print minus print mul. Okay, now let's see if you run this. Okay, it prints you add is 10 because 4 plus 6 is 10. Minus is 4 minus 6 is minus 2. And mul is 4 times 6 is 24. Okay, so now you defined a function that has 2 inputs and 3 outputs. Okay.
I have a question. Is Python recognize that the add inside the function is the same the add after the function, or they are two separate?
They are separate. So what's inside the function? It's only it's only inside the function basically. Okay, it doesn't go out. Okay. So let me. How can I show this? I mean,
so if we like directly after the function add print add, does he return a value or nothing?
No. So for now, I just okay. Let me just remove this. So now I have math operations, right? I called it. I put in 2 and 7 here, 2 and 7, and there's add minus multiply. Now I want to now use this add here. Okay. What happens? Python. I save. Python functions. It complains. Okay. I'm even surprised about the error. So it doesn't know the add. Okay. Add function, add. I don't know what, yeah, I'm not sure about the output, but basically I'm not sure why it doesn't say it's not there, but let me try something. If this has to do with the function or not. Okay, so interesting. So here, if I have add 2 or something, it's not defined. If I have this add, it's it's basically it says, okay, it's I'm not sure about the thing, but basically it cannot see it, right? So because add now is 10 and it cannot access it. Okay. So this is the whole point. It cannot access it. If you want to have it, you need to return it. And then you can say add or whatever, result of add, result of minus.
Manuel?
Yeah.
I think the problem here would be that add, like if you write add like that, it's also a function in Python. So if you write it without the parentheses, it gives you this weird output here because
yeah,
like it's
good
missing
point.
parentheses.
Okay, good point. So let me go to this. So add result or whatever. Let me just change this that it's clear. Add result. Okay. Now I do this again what I tried before, but I try to access this add result thing, which is inside the function. Okay. And now it says, okay, it's not defined. Yeah, because it's as is. It is only defined inside the function, not outside. Okay. What I did before, like Python has some standard functions. If I can use such a function, this was what Amin was saying. But this was the reason this output error was so weird. Okay. Yeah. So if I want to access it, I need to return it. Yeah. Add result, and then I need to access it. Then I returned it. So basically, this is what goes in A and B, and it returns it. And it returns it here. Basically, it's like a circle. It go in and then returns it on the left side. Okay, goes in, returns on the left side, and then you have these 3 results here. And now you can access a result of add. Okay, now you see add is 10. Okay.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, clear.
Sorry.
Thanks. Still now, yeah.
Okay. Let me just for a second check. Yeah, let's maybe do this for a second, just quickly. So we defined an add here. You can also define this add somewhere else. I can in another file. So I can write. I can create a file math functions.py, and I copy this, remove it from here, and I define it somewhere else. Okay, I defined it in the file math functions. Okay, and then I can use it in another file. Now I go back to this. I want to use it. Okay, I just removed it now. The program, the file cannot see it, so I get an error. Add is not defined. Okay, if I want to use it from this other file definition from math functions, I need to write import math functions, or import add from math functions. There's different ways. Okay, maybe okay, import add from math functions. Now this add is now add can now be seen in the file, and I can use it here. I hope so, at least. Oh no, import add. Okay, let me import math functions. The reason is I would need some other init file, which I don't want to talk about now. If I have like, okay, now I import math functions, this still would not work. Add is not known, but if I write math functions dot add now it works. Okay, so I imported basically the content of another file. I imported the content of this file, and I can use it here, math functions, and then I can use math functions.add and use it all over the project. I can also import math functions as m or something. Then I can just write m.add. Okay, this makes it easier to handle. Okay. So I wanted to talk about this because there is in this hands-on on functions, there's other tasks where you should create this, and similar on the homework. And here, yeah, they use this import stuff. Yeah. So let me think. One thing I wanted to talk about is in the homework, there's different homework. So now we did not do dictionaries today. Let's ignore it. Okay, I will also remove it and add it to the next session. So, but we have like this homework on lists. Please do this. And when we have this homework on functions, which is like similar what we have done now. And there's a very last exercise. It's about refactoring. Okay, and I added this file here, student grades. This file here, you can download it. Can you yeah, you can download it, and your task is to make this simpler. So that you don't need to understand what's written here, but you need to make it structured into subfunctions. I will show you what I mean. So because let me open this other folder where I have it defined. Just like this. So I told you there's different reasons, or you basically saw there's different reasons you want to use functions, okay? And one reason, or one of the main reasons, is you want to have it easier, okay? So you want to read the code in an easier way, because now I defined in the homework a very complicated function, a very complicated file. It does a lot of stuff, okay? But your task is basically, in the end, you want to have something like this. Compute results, print results, write results to file or something. So if you have something like, if you have a program like this, you open the file, you can very easily understand what this file is doing. It computes the results, it prints the results, and it writes the results to file. Okay. If you have such a program, oh, it's very difficult. You first need to look through what's done here and so on and so forth. And your task is to structure this code into functions. For instance, you can copy this section, basically, or you can define a function, student scores. Then you define this inside the function body, and then you return it. Return students. Okay. Now, if you want to have this thing here, this definition, you have to write. You have to call this function student scores somewhere at the end, like after the definition, student scores, and then student, yeah, basically some name, some variable, students. Okay. And then you have it. And then you can do the same. You have this definition then, and this definition is required here. So you need to also define this in a function and hand it over to this function that it can calculate the average grades and so on. So this is a bit more, maybe for some, it's a bit more difficult, okay? But also, so it doesn't matter if you can't do it in the homework, but try it out, and we will discuss it next time in the beginning, okay? Yeah, so I think this is the content for today. So please try out what we did today. you have all the material in this page here, in this homepage. Here in week 2, I send it again. And okay. Yeah. Okay, so we can make question and answer session if you like. Okay, thanks for the feedback. So yeah, maybe it was too fast. So conditional and loops we did not really do, right? Yeah. So yeah, so it's maybe a bit fast, but so I can try to be slower, but what you should do, so basically everything I explained is in these files here. So okay, so if you had difficulties, please try to do the steps also. And okay, and then yeah, try to replicate this and try to do the homework. Okay, yeah, so the feedback was too fast. Okay, understand. I try to think about it, what we could do. Maybe we could offer an extra session to do this together. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, please speak up if there are some more questions.
Manuel?
Yeah.
It's not a question. It's just I just want to underline how important it is to make the homework and to try it really on your own during the week for the students, because this will really make you understand the learnings that we learned today with Manuel. And without the homework, it will just be an how do you say it? It will just be a course without really practicing it, right? And the homework is really exactly for that and to really deepen the understanding of what we learn here in theory. So yeah, I just want to underline the importance of the homework.
Yeah. So it's unfortunately impossible to learn programming without practicing. So if you cannot learn it by just watching someone doing it. You need to do it yourself. We try to structure the course that way that there's a lecture and then there will be a lab, a tutorial, which was in the beginning meant to be 2 different sessions, but the feedback was it should be better in 1 session. Yeah, but yeah, so you really need to practice. And I can try to make it a bit slower, of course. Yeah. But as I said, it's everything is described here. So you should just type everything what you see here. Just type it yourself. Try to understand every single symbol. Try to understand what is this def, what is this add, what is this parameters here, what is this return. So you need to really think about every single element and try to also first just copy it and type, look at it, type it as it's written there, and then try to understand and try to change it, what works, what not works, and so on. Yeah. Okay. Are there some more questions?
Where should we submit the homework?
Actually, nowhere. So it's basically just for you, and we will discuss the homework next time in the first hour or approximately. Yeah. So you need to control yourself if this works what you did in the homework, and if you're not sure if you have problems, you ask your questions next time. Okay. So every content. So this is in general for everyone. Every topic we discuss, for instance, today we discussed functions and lists. We covered it today, but we will cover it also next time. So there's always 2 times for each topic. This time was more like introduction, explanation. Then at home, you do your homework, you try it out, you try to do it, understand it, try it out, try to work with it. And next time we will discuss the homework. Maybe not every single task, but most of it maybe, or some of the tasks, we will discuss it. And yeah, you can ask your questions. And then I hope it becomes easier next time. So maybe today it was a lot of new things, but this was the introduction. Now is your part. You should now try this out at home, work with it, understand it, and next time we will again discuss it and with you together. Okay, so this is kind of the idea of the course. So yeah, you should do homework about lists and functions, correct? Yeah. So I will remove the other one. There is like there is this dictionaries we did not cover, so I removed this. So only about lists and functions. Yeah.
Okay. Wenn keine anderen Fragen, dann können wir langsam schließen, oder? اوكي. شكرا جزيلا لكل من حضر. اتمنى ان تكونوا يعني استفدتم من هذه اللقاء الثاني، وكما ذكر مانويل بالانجليزي يعني هو يحاول يراجع معكم الاكسرسايز في كل حلقه حتى تتم الاستفاده. يعني كم فهمت ان الواحد برضه لازم يشتغل لوحده في البيت، الهوم ورك كثير، واذا في هناك اشياء غير مفهومه او مشاكل يعني تواجه احد المشاركين فممكن في الحلقه القادمه يطرحها. Manuel, el homework du tust das in den WhatsApp-Group oder؟
إن شاء الله.
أوكي. طبعا كالعادة اللي هو الأسئلة هيعملها ويضعها في الواتساب جروب. طيب شكرا لكم جميعا، ونلتقي إن شاء الله السبت قادم نفس الموعد ونفس الوقت مع الدكتور مانويل في تكملة حلقات دورة البايثون. شكرا جزيلا للجميع، يعطيكم العافية.